In November 2022, auto rickshaw drivers in Bengaluru created their own ride-hailing app because the fares on Ola and Uber were too high. A 2-kilometer ride cost nearly rupees 100 while the actual base fare in Karnataka was pegged at 30. The state government realized it had to do something, and the government threatened to ban these apps because the fares were much higher than what was allowed in the state. To avoid getting banned, Ola and Uber lowered their prices. The auto rickshaw drivers decided to create their own app to provide cheaper rides for customers. This shows that competition in the ride-hailing industry can lead to new innovations and better prices for customers. Auto drivers were frustrated with the high commissions charged by ride-hailing companies like Ola and Uber, which ate into their earnings. To work around this, they began asking customers to cancel rides and pay them directly, but some customers were still reluctant to do this as they valued the safety features and complaint platform provided by the apps. To address this issue, the auto drivers decided to create their own app, free from middlemen, where they could control prices and keep all the money for themselves. This would give them the freedom to operate independently and offer customers a more personalized experience. That's why Namma Yatri was born. Namma Yatri is a new app-based service in Bangalore that connects auto rickshaw drivers with passengers. And in the past 5 months, it claims to have onboard 49,000 auto drivers and 550,000 users. But most importantly, it says that nearly rupees 12 crores have been paid out to the drivers. But can Namma Yatri win the war? One of the challenges Namma Yatri faces is that people in Bangalore generally have negative experiences with auto rickshaw drivers. Many have stories of drivers who refuse to use meters, charge high fares, and are rude. So, simply asking people to support auto rickshaw drivers may not be enough to convince them to use the app. Ultimately, whether Namma Yatri succeeds or not will depend on whether it can offer a better experience for passengers than existing options. If the app can ensure fair fares, reliable service, and friendly drivers, it may be able to win over users and disrupt the existing taxi and auto services in Bangalore. Namma Yatri is an app launched by auto drivers in Bengaluru. However, the app's prices were found to be 15-25% higher than Uber and Ola, which are the popular ride-hailing services in the city. This means that Namma Yatri is not very competitive in terms of pricing. Moreover, the app is not entirely owned by the auto drivers themselves. It was developed by a payments technology company called JustPay, which has VC investors. To make money from the app, JustPay plans to charge a subscription fee from the auto drivers. This means that the auto drivers will have to pay to use the app, which may affect their willingness to use it. Overall, while Namma Yatri may have been launched with good intentions, its high prices and the involvement of a payments technology company suggest that it may not be the best option for commuters in Bengaluru. In India, people generally don't like paying for subscriptions, so it's hard to imagine that a subscription fee will work for JustPay, a new ride-hailing platform. JustPay may auto-debit the fee from the daily earnings of the drivers, but this could lead to drivers charging a higher convenience fee and fares rising even further, which people won't be happy about. Although 50,000 drivers have registered on the platform, only around 9,000 are usually online at the same time. It's unclear where the other drivers are. They may not be getting as many booking requests on the app yet and prefer to ply the roads in the hope of finding passengers or stick with more established ride-hailing platforms like Ola or Uber. Overall, there are uncertainties about whether JustPay's subscription model will succeed and how many drivers will eventually use the platform. The conversion rate of auto rickshaw rides in Bengaluru is around 20%, which means that only 1 out of every 5 people who look for an auto rickshaw actually completes the ride. It is unclear whether those who don't complete the ride are just testing the waters or are put off by the higher prices and longer wait times. Unfortunately, there is no publicly available information on the conversion rates for Ola and Uber autos for comparison. Namma Yatri, a new auto rickshaw aggregator in Bengaluru, aims to improve this conversion rate to 50%. However, to do so, they need to cut costs. To achieve this goal, they launched a hackathon to crowdsource ideas from Bengaluru's tech community. The goal is to come up with innovative solutions to reduce costs and improve the customer experience, which will ultimately increase the conversion rate. Namma Yatri, a transportation app in India, is facing a challenge in reducing its operating costs, which largely come from paying for accurate maps. While individuals can use free mapping services like Google Maps, businesses like Namma Yatri need to pay for access to high-quality maps with features like autocomplete and fare calculation. Currently, the app spends around 80% of its operating costs on map providers. To reduce these costs, Namma Yatri has also recently partnered with India's Open Network for Digital Commerce (ONDC), an open-source platform backed by the Indian government that aims to make every retailer on every e-commerce app available to consumers. This means that if platforms like Paytm and PhonePe integrate Namma Yatri into their apps through ONDC, the transportation app's reach could increase exponentially. Overall, Namma Yatri is seeking to reduce its costs and improve its accessibility to users through innovative solutions like the hackathon and strategic partnerships with platforms like ONDC. Namma Yatri is a new taxi app launched by a union of taxi drivers in Bengaluru, India. While everyone is hopeful about its success, history shows that similar attempts by union-owned taxi apps have failed in the past. In 2016, a union of black and yellow taxis in Mumbai launched their app and offered discounts, but it failed. Similarly, in London, some taxi drivers tried to save their black cabs by launching a subscription-based app, but it also failed. The ride-hailing app market is competitive and has many established players like Uber and Ola. Despite the challenges, Namma Yatri's success is still possible if they can offer something unique and valuable to their customers. They need to provide excellent service and competitive pricing and ensure the safety of their riders. Namma Yatri's success will depend on its ability to adapt to changing customer needs, technology advancements, and regulatory requirements. The taxi industry is evolving, and companies need to be innovative to stay relevant. Namma Yatri's success will also depend on how well they can manage their finances and partnerships. In conclusion, while history shows that union-owned taxi apps have struggled in the past, Namma Yatri can succeed. To do so, they need to offer something unique and valuable to their customers, adapt to changes in the market, and manage their finances and partnerships effectively. At last, to stay updated on case studies and financial updates, please don't forget to subscribe to Trade Target. Thank you.